at the forefront, thinking about the life I chose. Basking in a vision I cannot define on my own. Bathing in the beauty of the sun, rain and snow beating down. Between you and me from the rest of the world, I've been shut out, yeah.
Everybody here is really different. Part of being successful here is being a really open-minded person. It's easy to look at Simon's Rock and assume everybody is going to be from the same like liberal East Coast demographic, but we have like a really diverse student body. You can be any kind of person you want to be at Simon's Rock as long as you're happy to let other people be whoever they are.
Passion about something, it doesn't really matter what, and what's more important is just that you really care about something. That's, I think, a common trait that all rockers have, is that they're really into whatever they're into.
And I think a passion for learning for learning's sake.
Flexibility and adaptability, I think, are really important. In order to do well here, you have to be willing to work really hard. And you also have to be ready to get so much out of the experience of being in a group of people, in a community of people who are from so many different backgrounds and have so many different interests.
Somehow we've decided that 4 years in high school and age 18 is this like magical transition, which I don't think it is.
Everyone's different, and everyone's going to be ready for different things at different times. It's silly to go to college at 18 just because that's like what you do.
There are people who are ready for college at 14. There are people who aren't ready to leave home at 25. I probably could have come off to Simon's Rock earlier than I did.
Rachel said she had a 4.0, but we also have a friend who, if she had stayed in high school for her junior year, they were going to ask her to leave because she was literally failing all of her classes. And she comes here and she got A's in all of her classes because finally it was stuff that she cared about. It wasn't an environment where someone handed her a textbook and said, memorize this, regurgitate it back onto a test in 6 months, and then we'll tell you if you did well or not.
In all my classes, if there's a ton of work, it's all work that's somehow contributing to, you know, learning the subject matter and not just like busy work.
If you don't know your professor very well, or if you don't know them at all, then you're working for the grade compared to being here, and you're working hard for your professor. You're working hard because they know what you're capable of and they know what they can push you to do. That's a wonderful thing to be motivated by.
I have a really good relationship with both of the new arts professors. Their classes have really been meaningful to me as an artist.
I love how personal our relationships with our professors become at Simon's Rock, and I think it does help a lot with motivation.
I'm from Los Angeles. Obviously it's really far, and I'm sure my parents were, you know, a little concerned about that. They were definitely very worried that I would fall in love with New England and never want to leave, which is exactly what happened, because I'm clearly a New Englander at heart. I had been unschooling and I was having a hard time really motivating myself, and I really wanted to be in an environment with, you know, a lot of really engaging people. You know, my parents were glad that I was gonna have that. They've been very supportive because it was so clearly the right place for me.
My dad was pretty supportive from the beginning. He had been very bored through high school and honestly probably most of his undergrad education, so I think he was open to the possibility of Simon's Rock. And what I hear from my parents a lot is that they really wish they had had the opportunity to go to Simon's Rock.
One concern that I do hear fairly often is visibility. A lot of people don't know who we are. And if you're coming from a place where you're thinking about which Ivy League schools are you going to apply to, how is my kid going to get to the top and get the best academic experience that they can? Or if you're wanting to transfer, are people not going to know who Simon's Rock is? All I would say to that is just take a look at the list we have in the admissions office of graduate schools that students have gone to, transfer schools that people have gone to, and things that our alumni have done. I would not worry about that.
Standing at the forefront, waiting for my life to walk.
I don't understand why there aren't a dozen schools like Simon's Rock.
Questioning the wisdom of every single lie I've been told.
There's a beyond wonderful undergraduate education here if you're willing to come and take it, and that's what I really appreciated.
Barefoot in the morning, singing for the sun and the swear, begging to be given a sign that I chose it well.
This is just so much fun. I'm just so happy I know that I can do these things now. It's gonna come in handy